It's almost okay.
Mogę, żeby przyjść, zrobić mi zdjęcie za jakiś czas. Tak dobrze, że ci nie płacę. No właśnie. Okay, we're checking if you can hear me. Can you call? Can you see? I guess you can see, but can you hear me? Okay, so I'm coming.
Hi. I'm switching on the second phone so I can see the comments. Hello, hello, good to see you. Oh, we've got 12 people watching already. That's very good.
Oh, we've got 12 people
Oh.
watching already. That's very good.
And that was my voice. Hello, hello. Let me try to say hi to everyone. Oh, this thing is always confusing. Oh, here. Yeah. Moment. Hi. Good to see you guys. So maybe we're going to wait about 5 minutes before we're going to start because I know some people are still joining. I sent the link and I posted that in the group. So whoever should be invited, they should see it. Hello, hello, Karen. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Mary. It's great to see you all. And I hope you're going to enjoy the stream. We are going to play with Mica Powders today. And I already prepared the background. I made it black because I want to do more in the darker tones. Combination you like. So there should be no problem. Okay, there was a moment of stop. I think I'm going to switch this one to other source of internet because in this house we have only mobile internet. So if there are too many things using internet at the same time, it may be a lag. No, I don't need a trial for... Hello again. So hi guys, I can see you are joining, 23 people already. And I'm very glad to see you all. And well, I hope you're going to enjoy the challenge as well. Let me see. Let me see what is happening here. I think we have people joining still. So I'm going to bring the projects and I'm going to show you some of the options how you can use mica for coloring in the meantime. And I'm very happy to see that Terry is better. It's really important after surgery. So this is so great, and I'm very excited to see you joining as well. Today, one of our friends from the group is probably not going to join. Vasilis has a family situation. As you know, his mom was very sick, and unfortunately, she passed away, and he is together with the family. So, you know, if you can send him a warm message a little bit later today or tomorrow, that is going to be highly appreciated, because this is not easy time. Yeah, so I spoke with him, but you know how it is. It is very sad. So we are going to start in, yes, Terry, yes, his mom was not well after the surgery for a long time, and unfortunately she didn't make it. Her heart stopped, and she was elderly woman, so she was just too weak after all that time. So let me bring the projects, and I have some projects which are examples how you can use mica for painting, for coloring. Yes, she was in the late 80s, beginning of 90s, Ilona, so she was older lady. The problem was she had surgery on her leg many weeks ago, and that was the reason she really never got better. She got very painful sores as well. You know, that's a long story. I'm not sure if it's going to be the right moment to talk about it. And I would say this is very private as a thing as well. So, so guys, we are here, and I'm going to show you some options, giving maybe 2 more minutes for everybody to join. And I will show you some projects which were painted mostly with mica. And today I'm going to show you some options how to use the mica. So later in the challenge, you can use these techniques to create your own project. This challenge is technical challenge. So there's technique and there is topic. It's going to be night dreams. So dreams in general, but mostly night dreams. So you can go either way. You can go with the colorful, very dreamy and soft and pastel color palette, or you can go with something dark, like night colors, or something completely magical. So here the color palette is open. There's no need to think about the colors. You can pick the colors that you like, and the challenge is to follow the topic and to use techniques, and the techniques are going to be mica based, and the challenge is to use like optimally 3 ways of applying mica in your project. So first of all, let me show you some darker projects. This is project that I was teaching, and that is called Beauty and the Beads. And if you're going to have a closer look, there are plenty of micro beads and beads in that project, and that is mostly painted with mica. There is not much more for the color, so you're going to see that for the dark surfaces, mica really does the job beautifully. And this is such a simple way of using it. That is going to be one of the things we're going to do today. So we're going to apply mica in a similar way. And that was sprayed mica. That was sprayed, and this is very easy to do. You can do it anytime when you have a spray bottle. I prefer these bottles that have a stronger mechanical part, because the nozzle is important, but also the trigger is important. So that is one of the things that you need to consider when you're using mica. It's still a powder. So sometimes the delicate bottles, especially the ones like repurposed ones. This is just a sprayer, cosmetic sprayer really. This hole here is tiny, and if you will put mica in that bottle, look at the pipe. I hope this is straw, no pipe. I hope that makes it more logical. If you compare the sizes, you're going to see this one is going to take so much more than that one, right? So this is the Prima bottle, the one that I was showing you. This is just cosmetic bottle. I would not put mica here because it will clog the whole system. But these ones do the job pretty well. And there is similar bottle that I think is branded by Tim Holtz. It also has the trigger like that and black top. It's going to be similar kind of bigger clog. And the ones which are branded by Lindy's, so if you have the Lindy's bottle which is almost empty, don't throw it away, try to reuse it because they are quite good quality, although they make like a donut sometimes. It's okay. So that was mica that was sprayed. Okay, then just to show you, this is also sprayed mica but on the lighter surface. I was playing on the clear gesso here and the result is still very beautiful and shiny, but the color combination, which was kind of similar, looks very different, right? So the surface color makes a big difference when it comes to the feeling of the shine. It's the same shine, the same mica, but if you apply it on the white color, it seems to be more pastel. If you apply it on the dark, it seems to be more metallic and strong. Sorry. Now, another project painted mostly by mica. This is one of my previous live streams I made on Facebook. And you can see this is on the texture, right? So that is one of the ways, and that was partly painted with the mica as well. Most of that was sprayed, but there's also painted, and we're going to paint. And finally, one of my favorites, the artifact class, and that was painted with mica as well. I started teaching that class even before I had my metallic paints. I will talk about fixing mica as well when we are going through the techniques. Is that okay, Virak? Okay, so that was painted with mica powders. And that was not sprayed at all. This is all brushed painted, and we're going to do this kind of brush painting as well. So I'm going to show you how you can use mica this way. So maybe for some of you it's going to be a good reminder. And I have to tell you, this is also the class I plan to release online because it's a retired class already, and I would like that to be available in the close future, hopefully very close. So so we can look at some of the inspirations, and you can see these are very dreamy. If you think about the color palette, there's a lot of the options because the topic about dreams, it's super open and wide, so you don't have to feel restricted. I was really pondering, should I do the light color and be more pastel, or should I go with dark? However, then I realized the previous challenge, I was doing the sample which was light in colors. I made it lighter and with a pastel background. So now I decided it's time to go with the dark one. So we have a little bit of the difference. But as you can see on the lighter tones, that works pretty well. No, Mia, you didn't miss. I was just talking about the techniques we can use for mica powders, and I'm going to start now. We're going to talk in between as well because I can still see people joining, and no worries, this is all going to be happening. It's actually a project in progress. Okay, are you ready? So I think I will switch on extra light because it's getting darker. It's not like it is super dark, but the clouds are coming. So I'm going to switch extra light and we're going to start. Okay, almost there. My super sophisticated system of holding my phone is here. That should be more or less in the middle. Okay, I'm just checking if you can see. Probably yes. Okay, let me just switch on the light. I'm going to put my apron on and we are going to start. On Friday, I think, I asked you what are your favorite ways of using mica powder, and some of you mentioned that one of the techniques you like to do is mixing mica with gesso to create colored version of gesso. This is great idea. However, I don't do it too often because I really rarely use different color of gesso than black, white or clear. Most of the times I just like the surface as it is. But if you would like to get, for example, gold gesso, that's super easy technique that you can do. You take your clear gesso and then you take the color of the mica powder you would like to use. For example, for the special project, you want to make purple gesso. You want to start everything about that. And you know, you can just combine these two products. And this is because, and I will mention that probably many times today, mica is very neutral thing. It is in fact the mineral, which of course for these colorful variations was also dyed or painted a little bit before changing into the powder. But it's mineral, and in original version it comes in the colors such as iridescent, silver, gold, copperish colors. So it is used in the cosmetic industry for making eyeshadows. So if you have some eyeshadows you don't use anymore and you would like to play with some of these techniques, if you crush them really nicely, you can replace the mica powders with them. It's very expensive mica powder. It's probably the best quality mica powder as well, because it's supposed to be used with the, you know, skin. But in the case of emergency, if you're missing the colors that you would like to use, this is an option as well. So that is something you can do. I have that black plug and I planned the composition was going to go horizontal. But before I'm going to start gluing the elements, I would like to make my first mica technique. And this is going to be using it as a paste. So my plan was to make one composition on this side, and it's going to include this big dreamy moon, right? Because it's going to be about dreams. And then there will be a lot of space as well. I'm planning another composition on the other side, maybe something with the frame, or even maybe with the clock. I will see what is going to work better. So I have plenty of space in between, so I can use that space to add some lovely texture. So if you would like to create really shiny metallic texture, the best combination is going to be 3D gloss gel, which is transparent and completely glossy after drying. So it's kind of old, but it works. You can see it's dirty. And you can mix the color of your choice inside, and you can make many colors on the go once you are planning to make special colors. Let's see, this is going to be dreamy color palette. So I'm going to go with some purples. I'm going to go with some blues, right? And I'm going to go with maybe something like saturated blue as well, right? So I'm trying to make these kind of colors, this paste, for us to start with. So good evening, yes, hello, thank you for joining. It's good to see you. I'm going to mix that. I have, I think they are ashtrays from supermarket. So I'm going to make my colors here. So first I'm going to take the base, so 3D gloss gel. Not too much because we only use it for one project. But if you have too much, remember you can put it in the jar, close it tightly, and as long as the gel is wet, the product will be usable. So this is great news. So if you have some small jars, you can use that for the leftovers. And now the whole trick is, when you do that kind of technique, to put quite a lot of mica, so not to be afraid. Now this one still has a sticker in. Some of them have this shaker cup, and they're stickers that's supposed to stop mica from coming out, but it's almost not happening. So I'm doing this lavender. That should be okay. Then let's do this baby blue. Baby blue, is it open? Of course not, because why? I'm just going to go like this, it will be faster. And then I have this cobalt, really saturated blue. So something, oh, of course there's a sticker, Jesus Christ. So we have 3 colors of the mica. Also, when you are missing the colors and you would like to make some techniques which are based on icing paste, this is the way you can create small amount of my icing paste for yourself as well. I'm just running in circles because I'm looking for the baby wipes. Yep. Because you know what happens quickly. The powder goes everywhere, almost like glitter. By the way, talking about glitter, this is exactly the same way you can create glitter paste. So if you need glitter paste for your project, you don't need to buy the whole jar of the glitter paste. I'm sure you have some glitters at home. You just sprinkle them inside of your product, inside of your gel. And this way you create your own version of the paste, and you can make so many custom variations, as many as you like. So in a way, now the whole challenge is to mix mica inside. And of course I have too much. I always have too much. But you can see it's a very simple process. Of course, this is like always like that. The ones I'm not using are open. Okay, look, creamy and so easy to apply. This one is ready. Now, let's do the second color. And of course, mica is everywhere already. Now I have to remember to use a lot of that color. Beautiful. How nice it is. Now let's do the baby blue. Of course, you should not sneeze at this point of the work, of course, because you know what will happen. And again, this is the moment when I should tell you that sometimes we get a lot of questions about products, and people, I guess they are very cautious and they want to know everything, which is good. And some of them may be allergic, so they ask, for example, if you should use the dust mask using mica powders. If if you are allergic and if you are having problems inhaling small amounts of dust, maybe you should. But I never ever saw anybody doing it, and I never did it in my life. And I work with mica quite a lot. Maybe if I was trying to work on a big surface and I had mica everywhere, I would consider that, but not in the smaller projects like that. However, if you would inhale a lot of mica, probably for the next couple of hours you would be sneezing with the beautiful shimmering color. So you know, this is like dust, really, literally like dust, but it's not toxic. So you can see how easy it is mixing inside. It's not really diluting, it is just mixing in. So that is also the reason when if you're making sprays based on mica, the shimmer sooner or later is going to go down and you're going to see that it is sitting on the bottom of the bottle. So it's good thing. Yes. Carmencita, you're absolutely right. It's a good thing to shake the bottle before you spray. So now we have those beautiful colors of the mica paste. Now it is metallic paste. I can close my jar with the 3D gloss gel. You can use 3D matte gel as well, but it is matte, so maybe the shine will be a little less vibrant, right? So it's really up to you. Of course, if I didn't have 3D gloss gel, I would use matte one and everything would be fine. Your lungs will be pretty at your post-mortem. Yeah, I can imagine. But I can't imagine inhaling that much, to be honest. Oh my God. I guess whoever would be doing the post-mortem would be very surprised. It will be very strange cause of death. Okay, ready? So now we can do the stenciling. I was thinking to which stencil I should pick that is going to go with the dreamy pattern, and in the end I was thinking about the stars, but then I'm going to have a lot of embellishments with the stars. So maybe I'm going to do the bubbles or the text. Now, oh, Pandora, you made me think about the whole story with the post-mortem. I was listening to some of the like the, you know, detective stories, like true crime stories, not so long ago, and now I'm thinking. So let's do the bubbles. Okay, the bubbles. You decided the bubbles, and we're doing the bubbles. I'm going to make bubbles all the way, and if this is going to work pretty well this way. Perfect. So let's do like ombre effect. Oh, smoker's lungs, I can imagine. That is terrible. So hopefully we are not going to sneeze into the mica powder. So I'm going to apply a bit of each color. How pretty it is. Oh, I love it. It's going to be very dreamy. Of course, if it's too much later, you can calm it down with the black gesso. So now we're just playing to create a pretty effect in the background. So this is your technique number 1 you can use in your challenge. Mix your mica powder into the paste to create custom color. And of course you can mix them together. And oh, beautiful. Oh, good thing this is going to be hidden so nobody will see it. These are the leftovers, so if you have so much of the leftovers, I'm maybe going to quickly grab one of my journals and use it because it's so much. Just in case. Yeah, it's very beautiful effect, very easy to make. And in the meantime, we created custom background for the journal page as well. So these leftovers you could absolutely scrape and put into the jar and then hide for the next project. Of course, close the jar tightly. And don't kill me, I'm just going to put it on the side. And now, of course, this is sticky, so I could start sticking elements on the top right away. This part is going to be partly hidden under the chipboard, so I don't have to really add the extra design here, so this is a good thing. Now I'm going to start making the composition. On one side, I wanted this big mechanical circle. This is chipboard. Does it dry faster than icing paste? No, it dries very similar to icing paste. I think maybe even a bit longer. Okay, so I was planning to create some dreamy looking clouds on the sky for my moon. So I'm going to find maybe 1 or 2 pieces of lace, but not too much. I don't want to hide too much of the background we've created. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, I think we have a winner for today. I have this lace, I have the keyboard, and I'm going to start to stick it on the top without even waiting. I will just... Yes, you can do exactly the same technique with the icing paste combination, Mia, because my icing pastes are very creamy, so it will be easy to make this ombre effect as well. So you can go from tone to tone without any problem. So I'm going to take some pieces of the lace and I will use them to create parts of the custom background together with the chipboard. That looks nice. Just getting rid of these pieces of veil which are not needed. That would be lovely. So maybe something for the bottom as well. This one is nice. So guys, for those of you who are just starting watching us, we are going to go with the darker tone but dreamy, something a little bit inspired by this look, but not exactly. As you can see here, we've got metallic paste, here it was transparent, so the look is going to be different but kind of similar mood if you would like to imagine what is going to happen. Of course, you can do exactly the same technique on the lighter background and the result is going to be absolutely beautiful. However, it's going to look more pastel. This is the impression you get when you put metallics on the lighter backgrounds. It seems that they are more delicate. On the black or very dark surfaces, they look very strong, metallic and dramatic. So this is really up to you what you prefer, and it's quite easy to create that effect, and you may use any kind of mica combination. You can mix colors together in the paste, or you can make colors separately and then apply them in the selected places of your design. So this is really fun and great technique. Personally, I'm huge fan of mica powders. I think they're one of the most versatile products in the art ingredients collection. I think this one is from Snip Art. Snip Art is Polish company, laser cutting. Just let me see. That looks like Snip Art to me, but I may be wrong. So if there is anyone who is familiar with Snip Art designs and you can correct me, that would be great. I'm not always sure where I get things from, because I get them and then they are waiting for a long time to get used. Okay, so I guess this is going to go like this. So I'm using the stickiness of the gel to attach this chipboard on one of the sides. Thank you so much for helping. Told you, you are better in that than I am. And now let's arrange that. That is going to look a little bit like cloud. Oh no, maybe that's going to go that way. That's too long. Can you imagine? It would be such a shame to put too much. I may need a tiny bit more of the gel to stick it. I close it too quickly. Yeah, lace is one of my happy supplies in the last months. And I bought it by accident. I didn't know what was in the bags. It was just looking great and I decided to get it, and there are some really cool lace leftovers. Oh, I'm not sure which way it should go, but it's hard to say anyway. So you can see what I did. I already made like a triangle of the lace subconsciously, even without thinking too much. This is how my brain works. I try to make groups right away. So my plan is to make frame here, and then in that frame there's going to be one of the moon faces. So I think I have to move that tiny bit this way. Yes, I've got scissors with the unicorn. Good eye, Nuneka. I got them as a gift from my friend Sylvia, Tandy Art. She's my brand ambassador. And I guess she was buying some for herself and her daughters. And she also got a pair for me. From me, I think they are from AliExpress, but you know, they're super cute. So this is what we've got as a start. Of course, this is going to be painted, so you don't have to look at the white color of it, but we have the main design. So now before I'm going to stick more, I will dry it a little bit. No worries, you can always join later. Stick, stick. Yeah, it's melting, so you have to be careful how it is melting. Mostly just the little bits and pieces are melting and the big elements are okay, but be careful with the lace. No worries, Terry, we are always happy to see you back if you will have a moment, and if not, we will be waiting in the group. Okay, that should be enough. Now I'm going to put the whole composition together. So I wanted to make the frame with this magical moon, but to stick it I have to cut off some of the beads because it will never let me stick anything in here, of course. They're just amazing pieces of lace. They are surely bits and pieces used to decorate wedding dresses or evening party dresses, because they are so complicated and there are so many beads and everything on the top of that. And here we're going to stick our elements for the dreaming moon. I have the plan for the dreaming moon. So it's going to look quite cool. See you soon. That is going to look good. Yeah, now this one is on the way. And I'm just going to get the heavy body gel to stick it in the right place. And just in case, I will start my hot glue gun, because there may be a moment when I need to hold something in place as well. Any questions so far? I think everything seems to be very straightforward. So let's attach the frame. It's not going to be clean, but no worries. We're going to create some lovely textures around that. If it's going to be too dirty. And here we're going to put this moon face, the full moon face. So we're going to have two moons on one project. Because it's a dream, so nobody is going to be surprised, I guess. You know, a lot of strange things is happening in the dreams. So anything a bit surreal goes in that project, that moon on that side. Thank you, Karen. And it's going to have this wing, and of course I'm going to add a lot of mechanical elements to go with that keyboard. So it's almost going to be like a huge halo, mechanical halo around this moon. So it's going to be very dreamy. This is not made with the mold. This is original element which was sold by Prima. It was collection called Relics and Artifacts by Sandra Evertson, and these are resin elements ready to alter. So she doesn't work with Prima anymore, but that was her first release with them. And I still love these elements. She sells them by herself under her own name on her website, and there are many beautiful designs. So if you're interested in getting some ready to alter blanks, you can go there. I really like the shape of that wing going with that moon, so I decided to use it. These elements I'm using now, they're from the molds I made for Prima. So they're going to be possible to remake. Oh, so that was my plan to start. So the moon is going to be sitting on the top of this mechanical part, and then I'm going to surround that all with the machine parts. Sandra Evertson. Sandra Evertson. She is from United States, from California, and I think she is branding these using her name. So there's not like brand name. She is just using her name to advertise and to show. There's some really cool objects. I'm Carmen, I'm trying to make as dreamy project as possible. How about that? That is going to be nice, I guess. That should hold it, but I'm just going to make sure and add more. And then the moon is going to go here. I think that looks cool and very dreamy already. So the dreams of the moon with the wing. And you look, this moon is looking at the other moon. There's love story happening for sure. I'm already starting the making up stories here. Maybe I'm going to add this locket before it's too late. I really liked adding a bit of mystery in the story. The locket. Maybe this moon is the prisoner. You never know. And it's dreaming about getting out of this misery. Oh, thank you, Nuno. I didn't even know. I'm sorry I didn't see it. Now, so if you're Nuneka's patron, you will probably see a winged moon as well. I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I just saw that today in the box, and I was thinking, oh, I can do that. That would be really, really cool. And then look what happened. You know what they say, great minds think alike, right? So apparently this is what happened for us. Oh, yeah, that is going to be good. Funny coincidence. It sometimes happens when I'm making the project, the collage project, I start making up the story because it's just entertaining. And this way I'm able to, make like more of the connection with it, what I'm doing. Yeah, great minds think alike. So, yeah, that's funny. I didn't want to copy you. But I hope my moon is a little bit different when we finish. So we're adding dimensions, so you can see I'm gluing the elements as well. Yes, they're looking at each other. I'm sure The big one is missing the smaller one. There is love story, I'm sure. Something is going on. I also have some stars prepared, so I'm going to add the stars to the project. I don't think I'm going to need the glue gun, but just in case, I have it. So far it's holding really well. Oh, that is going to be beautiful. This one is broken, but nobody will see it. My little grandniece is called Luna. Oh, that's beautiful name, Debbie. Luna. Beautiful name. So, and maybe I will add this little cog on the other side for the good balance as well. But again, if I want to stick something, I have to cut off the beads. So after we are going to glue the elements, we can start applying mica in the next way. We're going to sprinkle, and I hope you're going to like it. Sprinkling is really fun. I need something on the top here for the better measure, and I need some stars. I also found these. The new moon is waiting for its mom. Oh, love this story. I found these. Maybe one of these will fit. I think it's Melissa Frances, and I have no idea how I got it. Again, I have some stuff from years ago. No, doesn't look good here. Maybe the smaller one. Hello, hello. Yeah, that would be nice, the smaller crown. Ta-da. You know, it should be surreal, so anything would do. It's good to see you, Chris. It's good that you are joining. So far we used mica powder paste. Mica powder paste. And now I'm adding small details. I'm looking for stars. I have stars already made. So I'm going to look for some stars. A star here, I need a star on that side for sure. And I would love something here, probably a flower. Let's put the flower here. Too big. Oh, that's cute. Prima flower. Come on, stay. Looking for the smaller ones, something a little bit, oh, more prima flowers. Too much. Yeah, I need something here. So it's going to be very dreamy and romantic. No. I'm still not happy. Yeah, that seems to be better. Now I need one more small. I usually use the, for the molds, I use the 2-ingredient epoxy resin, like the resin which is very simple 2-ingredient. I don't even remember the name of the brand because this brand is something I buy on Amazon and it's not craft brand. It's called, oh, no, kill me now. I did it today. I did the order and I forgot already. I will try to send you the link, but it's from Amazon UK. So some of you may not have the same brand of the product in other parts of the world. And also it may be any quick drying 2-ingredient resin and you're going to get exactly the same results. So you don't have to copy my selection exactly, because I just buy whatever is available and it's going to be quick delivery, because sometimes I need a lot. And this one you can buy in bigger buckets, which is great for me because I usually use it for the classes when I have to make a lot of elements for the class. I just buy 2 liters. No, it's not Amazing Cast resin. No, this is far more fancy. Amazing Cast is a well-known brand. No, this what I buy is something like almost like no name. Poly something. Let me check. Now you made me think. Ah, fiberglass. Look. Polycraft SG 2000 PU casting resin. Polycraft. From MB Fiberglass. Polyurethane resin, yeah. This is what I buy. Not very fancy, but works. And because I need a lot, these were the bigger containers I could buy. Amazing Cast is lovely resin, but it's smaller. So it would be not very economical for me. So I'm adding the stars to fill the composition and make it ready. I think we need a star on that side as well. So what is here? A bead, of course. Beads everywhere. Yes, apparently we use the same one. It's quick drying, so that was winning thing for me. And it is big buckets and not too expensive, because you can imagine buying that and making elements for the classes. It's also important that is going to be kind of on a budget. I think the composition is almost ready. I need something small, like a small star. But I don't have such small stars in here, but I do have them in metal. So, almost ready for painting. Yeah, it takes quick, like 10 to 20 minutes maximum, depending on what you are doing. The more complicated, thicker ones dry a little bit longer. So we have dreamy project. You know, resin is quick. That is a good thing for me. And also it's pretty accurate and the details are really nicely visible. So for the very complicated designs, resin is probably the best choice. And I'm just lazy. I just don't have the patience to sit there and to need all these pastes and phymos and everything else. I just don't have energy for that. Especially, imagine, like, I have 10 elements from the mold per person per class, and there are 20 people in the class. It would be taking ages to do it in traditional way. So resin is a fast, really quick and convenient solution. But you have to be careful, it's toxic. So remember to be very careful. Oh, that is perfect place. Yeah, 2-ingredient resin is something that is probably what you are going for. Most of them are 2-ingredient. And also just check the drying time. Clear resins usually are the ones which are going to dry longer because they are supposed to be completely transparent. And the white ones, or cream, this color is officially it's white, but it's not white. They are going to take shorter time. So I was showing you the bucket that was 1 ingredient. There's a second same size bucket, and this is the second ingredient. And you mix them in equal parts. Ready? I'm going to dry. Let's have a look at the dreamy moon. Right? We have stars, we have everything, the very romantic composition, I think. I'm quite pleased with the idea. So now we have to make sure that elements are going to stay in place. Yes, just what Nuneka said. There are 2 components, so you buy a kit. And then once you have these 2 components, so you mix them in equal parts. And never mix too much, because if you have too much, it's going to dry in your cup and you will have to throw it away. So just take small amounts and go bit by bit instead. This is what I learned in a hard way, because I was optimistic, and then things started to happen. So we dry carefully. Yes, exactly. This moon is really romantic with the lace coming. Everything is very, very dreamy. That was the part of the plan. It takes 24 hours to dry completely here in tropics. Oh my God. I was sure our weather is not nice, but with 24-hour drying time, it is really a challenge. Like, who would cure in this heat and humidity? I know. We have the opposite problem. Nothing dries in Ireland in the winter time because it's so cold and wet. It's terrible. I have to find the warmest spot in the house if I want to dry something naturally. Let's say if I make collage and I want to go to sleep and continue next day, I have to take it to the kitchen on my stove and leave it there, because in the studio it's never going to dry. So we all have challenges. Yes, with 90% of humidity, everything dries slow. That is true. I can't believe that you can survive that much of humidity. I would just die. That would be me. I would just lie there and die, melted. That would be it. End of my life. I remember my first time visit to Florida in August. I never expected myself to run so quickly from one air-conditioned place to another. Like everything was wet. I can't. I try. Like I know it's okay, but I feel sticky all the time. And I know some people feel this weather is lovely and relaxing and they enjoy it. Like, I don't. Yeah, Florida in August, it is bad. Yes, thank you. Week in Malta. Oh no, I don't want to melt. You know, there's a reason I live in the country that has very, very moderate weather. I don't think I would survive long in the wet heat. Humidity is terrible. Yeah, I admire people who are used to that and they are absolutely okay. I am much better with cold weather. Okay, that should be dry enough. So I will now carefully paint that with black gesso so I can apply more layers of the mica on the top. So let's go with the black gesso and the brush. And I will try not to cover too much of my beautiful stenciling. So I will be more careful around the edges, of course. But just in case if you're wondering, you don't have to be too precise because we are going to put tons of mica on it. So in the very bottom parts of the project, it's still okay if it's not completely painted. Some people are very, very precise and they want everything to be done beautifully on each stage of the work. And I try to tell them that this is like middle step between important steps. Nobody's going to appreciate your hard work. Just let it go. And it's hard for them because they would love everything to be done beautifully. And I admire that. But on the other hand, it's wasting energy. So maybe it is better to save your energy for something more important like the finishing touches. Tropical storm. Oh my gosh. We have only winter storms here. They are pretty dramatic as well. This seems to be moving still. I have to dry it better. Oh, I know why. This empty spot under. There is a moment when I will use the hot glue to hold it. No. Wait. Would mica stick to resin parts without gesso? No, not really. The problem with the mica is it is very, very fine powder, so this is not going to stick very well. Gesso is going to make the surface matte, and the resin is usually very slippery, very similar to plastic. So plastic is not going to be repainted easily. That's why it's always better to add gesso. Also, you can try, if you really want to, use different techniques, so paint it with a brush, but it has to be mixed with something sticky first. The black gesso seems out of stock, but there is heavy and clear on the Amazon USA. I have very good news for you. All the gesso got restocked last week to Prima warehouse. I'm not sure about the brushes, but I can see the deliveries are coming now. So a lot of product is going to be coming back in stock. A lot of product is coming back, so don't worry. You're going to find Gesso, and you are going to hopefully find the brushes as well. It's just a matter of getting that from the warehouse to the wholesalers and the shops. Just saying. I am so happy that they're finally coming back, because it was very long wait. Very, very long wait. And there's nothing you can do. Well, part of the process was we had to, and we wanted to switch the production for most of the art mediums to other factory. We were switching from Chinese supplier to European supplier, and Taiwan instead of China again. And that was also taking time, because you had to reapprove the formula. And that is not so quick, but I was working as fast as possible, and the factory was working as fast as possible, and then we have it. Now, come here, my dear. Much easier. So we are on the edge of using mica next way. I told you that mica is very versatile, and you can use it in also kind of unusual ways. Some people buy mica to put it inside of the clear resin. We were talking about resin casting, and of course you can use that in the molds, and before pouring you can add mica inside of the clear resin, and you're going to get beautiful marbling effects. For the clear mica, there are even some furniture factories, well, not factories, like more like artisan furniture brands. They are making clear resin on the top of the tables with the mica in it, looking like the gold or silver marbling, which is beautiful. And of course you can use it for jewelry as well. If you're using jewelry grade mica, your jewelry grade resin, and you put mica inside, you're going to have great quality elements for pendants or for any kind of rings or necklaces or whatever you would like to get. What I learned about what people use mica for as well, you can use it to add a little bit of shimmer to your bath bombs and soaps. They use it in soap production. It is, I think, very cool idea as well. Just make sure that you're going to check it before give it to somebody as a gift. I would not really like to be responsible if somebody is going to be allergic, because I can't say exactly how much of that mica is pure mica mineral and how much is that one which is a little bit painted, like dyed before adding the color to it. So I would just check it on the skin before. And I touch it all the time, but I'm not allergic person. I am really rarely reacting with allergy to anything. So I'm not the best indicator. If you are having a lot of heavy skin allergies, I would try first. So this is one of the things, but so far I never had anybody reporting they got allergic to mica. But you never know, there may be the first time. And the next thing, and this is something I had no idea about completely. It does leave the skin color on the use soap. No, it comes off, luckily, but I would not put tons of it. I would just put a little bit for delicate shimmer, because if it's going to be 90% mica bomb, it may be hard to remove it. You know, it's the same as glitter. And then when it comes to all these products, which are like cosmetic products, the mica, and we were talking about the eyeshadows, that mica is very high grade, very clean. So approved for cosmetics, especially it's going to be used for makeup around the eyes. So that is different grade, and that is much more dearer version of mica as well. But we are talking about the ones that, you know, you can buy in the stores, such as craft stores. And that one people use for bath bombs and soaps, of course in moderate amounts, because this is also important. And the next thing, and this is something I never tried, but I heard if you have kids, this is wonderful. They use it to add color to slime. I never played with slime in my life. I think this is because we never had it in my generation in Poland. And now I have no kids to play with. So that's why I have no clue about the slime. I've seen it. It looks fun. But I have never tried making it. But I've seen results with mica and it looks beautiful. So if you want to play with your kids, your grandkids, with your nieces or nephews, slime mica powder is also the way. Okay, I went everywhere, more or less. It doesn't have to be too perfect. It's just going on these dimensional parts of the project. I will dry it and then we start dropping the mica. Who is excited? Because I am. I moved away from the winter weather. I had enough snow last lifetime. Well, snow is beautiful for the first 2 weeks. And then it's getting to be very annoying. And in the ideal world, it would start before Christmas, last until the New Year's, maybe 1 week after, and then go away. But it never happens. Yes, when it dries and I touch the project with my fingers, the mica comes off onto my fingers. What I'm doing wrong? Nothing, Marianne. This is exactly what happens because there is no binder in it, and it is natural thing that it's going to come off. So this is something that is always going to happen. There are some tricks you can use, and I'm going to show you that now. So we have everything ready. We can start adding mica on the top. My colors were baby blue and a purple, and I think I'm going to maybe include a little bit of that dreamy color as well. I'm not going to add a lot of that cobalt strong color, maybe later. Let me see what I've got. That seems to be reasonable color palette. Is there any turquoise? Turquoise. Okay. One of the things you can do if you want to use mica with water is a very simple technique. You just sprinkle. Okay, so sprinkling, it's useful to have these smaller containers that are going to be with the shakers. And of course, sprinkling means a bit of embracing the imperfections. Yeah, you have to show me the slime one time. I've never tried it. So sprinkling, you just go and you make groups of mica like that. And then another color. So they're going to mix nicely with each other. So this is option number 2, to apply your mica directly on the project to create more like watercolor floaty effects. Maybe a bit of turquoise as well. And then the water is going to do the magic. Of course, we don't sneeze at this point. Sorry. And this is exactly what Marianne was asking. When you are applying mica this way, the problem is it may start to come off. So I will just dry it a little bit, and we're going to look at the second option. This one is going to be a bit more stable. This technique works when you have a lot of porous surfaces. For example, you're working on the top of texture, such as graphite paste, or you have special paper paste, something that has already the matte and the grit in it. So the mica goes in all the cavities, like now it is going in there, and this way you are able to keep it safer. I will just leave it here to dry, and in the meantime we're going to do next thing. So you can put your mica inside of the sprayer, and let's say I want to add more of the purple mica to my project. I will add a little bit more of the water here, maybe. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Now, I put it inside to make spray. Probably like a teaspoon of mica. And now, to make it more stable and to make this stick better, you can add something such as liquid gel medium or fluid medium. This is acrylic binder. If you add acrylic binder to it, again, probably like a teaspoon, this is going to be more sticky. And this is going to keep your mica on the top of the project better. This is option number 1. So you can see it is a bit stiffy. Hopefully you can see. This is because the binder is in it. So this is next technique with your mica powders. I will just take a little piece of paper, sorry. Right? And I'm going to dry it as well so you can see. So you can apply it this way. Let me dry it and I will see. Now it's much harder to remove it. Yeah. Now this is almost dry. we're going to use mica in the next way. So you can use it in a sprayer, and this is of course possible to combine with the acrylic paints as well, right? So if you just make pure mica powder and in the water, you can add fluid medium or any other acrylic binder or any other gel medium that is going to be fluid gel medium, just small amount, okay? So don't make half of the binder, half of the water. I would say for a sprayer full of water, 1 teaspoon, it's maximum. So this is going to make it more sticky. So this, this mica powder is going to stay better. You see what I'm doing? I'm rubbing with the finger and this one stays better. So because this is not very sticky, but it is stable, right? However, if you're planning to use mica powder inside of the acrylic paint, and I highly recommend fluid acrylics, so either liquid acrylics I made or the ones that you can buy on the market, I think golden fluid acrylics, they're going to do exactly the same thing. You don't need to add extra binder after that, okay? So once you have acrylic paint, it already has the binder, you just add mica powder and water and this is enough, okay? So that's next thing. However, if you are already sprinkling and you have it without any binder because you just sprinkle and put water on it, the next way to fix it is to use something very simple. Let me show you. Acrylic varnish. This is matte version, but I would, I would use fixative for the dry pastels or acrylic varnish in gloss or matte. This is for collage, or in the worst case, hairspray. Okay, so hairspray works really well, especially very simple but strong hairspray is going to be great for fixing that once you finish. Okay, so I usually just add the hairspray on the top. Don't look at the brand. I have no idea where I got it. Oh, Rossmann. So I got it somewhere in the so don't panic if you sprinkled and then you have it on your project. Just remember to buy something, and you know, of course, fixative for pastels will be much more professional. There will be no yellowing problem. However, it's hard to see yellowing on something like that, and I never seen any yellowing when I used hairspray, to be honest. And I've seen artists, and between me and you, they were selling these projects as well. They were dry pastel artists, and they were doing exactly the same thing. They were buying hairspray, which was much cheaper than the fixative, and it worked really well. So I hope that tip is going to work as well. And I think Aditi was mentioning the same thing. You can add binder to the water and sprinkle as well. That is going to work really well. However, the easy way is to do it like this. Fixative for charcoal and pastels. Yeah, exactly. Fixative is supposed to hold the little piece of pastel on the project. So it's going to do the same to the mica powders. So remember, hairspray, fixative, or spray varnish are your friends. Or if you make a mix yourself, you can add liquid gel medium inside in small amount, and it's going to give you an option. Now we are going to use the same liquid gel medium to paint. So now we are going to use our mica powders to create metallic paints. I'm going to take a bit of the silver color for the moon. This is pale silver. And I'm going to use more of the purple and this lovely nude color. No idea what that is. It's very nice. And this one, and I'm going to make small amounts of the metallic paints. So I'm going to use it to make the colors more precise, especially the moon needs extra attention. So your next technique is to blush. Thank you, that's great, very good name. So the next technique is mixing mica powder with liquid gel medium or even soft gel. This one works really well. And this way you can create small amount of metallic paint for your project. Sometimes we just don't have the right color, but we have a right color of the mica, and that is going to work really well. Blush, thank you, yes. So I took a bit of the soft gel just to compare, and here I'm going to use the liquid gel medium. You can see this is much more liquid. This is more sticky as well, so this is going to be more sticky paint. And now, if you were trying to paint directly on the resin and you're using especially soft gel as a base, very strong glue, this could stick quite easily to your project. So even without gesso, but I always recommend using gesso first. So I'm going to make a bit of the silver color. And I'm making my pale silver, almost pearl color paint. I think it's a bit too liquid, so I'm going to add more of the mica. Another technique. I mentioned that, and I'm sure you remember, if you would like to make your gesso with the color clear gesso, you can mix the same way. So let's check the color. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's make some of the purple, a little bit less. That was pale silver, pale silver. On some point we started releasing the micas in the color sets, so they have no names anymore. Just to see, this is the purple one, yeah? And then maybe this one. Let's do it in the soft gel to compare. This is going to be completely permanent technique though. So this way of applying is going to be 100% safe. You don't have to seal it with anything. Of course, it is not as good as the paint from the jar, not like these ones. Of course, the formula is better. So I would consider that to be highlighting color, you know, for one project, not really mixing big amounts, because I can't predict for how long this paint is going to stay wet. It's surely going to be wet longer when you are going to use liquid gel medium than the soft gel, of course. So this is one of the important things. And now the blue. Next technique you can use for your project. Cold pink was probably, yeah, the mistake. That was never really pink. That was interesting color. That was in fact iridescent something. The factory made a mistake with that. So this way we have our acrylic paints ready. Ta-da! So now I'm going to start with the smaller brush, and I'm going to paint my moon. And of course, the more layers I'm going to put, the more intense the color is going to be. So it's a good idea after putting one layer to dry it and then continue to make the colors even more saturated. Let's make it a little bit magical. And then I'm going to add these colors as well in selected parts to do the highlights. to feel the colors a little bit. And this one was very lonely here. So this way you can apply your colors in a more precise and controllable way. So for example, here, super shiny, super dreamy pastel colors. And here maybe purple to go with this turquoise on the moon's face. And some blue on the moon, on the cloud. And I will dry it and I will repeat to get to the better saturation of my mica colors. But before I will do it, I will do one more thing. I will close it a little bit from the outside with the black gesso because it's very, very shiny, and I would just do tiny bit of the shadow. To close it nicely. I'm trying to put as many techniques in one project with mica powders as possible. I really don't intend to use any other paint, just to paint as much as I can with the mica powders, so you can see the most of the options. Talking about the mica powders, there's also a great way of using them if you would like to make special effects with your clear embossing powder. You can mix it inside of your clear embossing powder and it's going to melt, and this is going to encapsulate your mica powder inside of the design as well. So if you're doing more of the mixed media techniques with the embossing powders, not exactly very fine stamping, that may be interesting technique for you as well. Okay, let's play. Now I have to work on the highlights to make sure everything is going to look the way I want it. I dry it and I can repeat my painting. Perfect! That's very good. Now, repeating the painting, I want to make sure the moon is really visible. So I'm taking more of the silver color, and look, the second layer is going to make that shine amazing. And let's highlight the face of that moon as well, so they look more alike. I'm going to take more of that mica powder and now highlighting some of the tops. Super dreamy, super shiny, very romantic look. Okay, it looks very cold, so I think I'm going to look for a tiny bit of the golden color to warm it up. That is brown. Let me find gold mica. Uh-oh. I found it, but it's everywhere on my hand, so I have to be very careful. I will try to add a tiny bit of this warmer tone, so it is going to look more like the real moonlight. I need more of the fluid acrylic, so I'm mixing the silver with a bit of gold to create almost like white gold mica powder. Hello, good to see you. Yeah, I like that a lot. So now I can highlight some of the parts with this a little bit golden tone. Maybe too much. Second brush. So now I'm taking that color a little bit outside. So it looks like the moon is shining. I'm taking that color from the moon on the other embellishments. I think it's too yellow, so I have to add more of the silver mica. So it is, you can see it is glowing. I'm trying to make the glow of the moon, brushing from inside to the outside. And then of course this one should be glowing as well, so I'm doing that. So you can see you basically use this combination of the mica, basically the same way as you use your acrylic metallic paints. And now the color looks more natural. I'm glad I did it. We have a very dreamy, very soft color palette. So we created a dreamy landscape using just mica powders. What else we can do to make it a little bit nicer? I'm really tempted to create a bit of this sparkle and splatter that in some places, but this time I'm going only to use golden mica powder because it's really cold enough. So I add fluid medium and maybe a bit of water. Look how intense it is. And I can splatter the color that is going to look a little bit like the stars. Because there is acrylic binder in it, this is going to dry exactly as you can see it. So I just need to dry it with the heat gun, and then the results will be nice, crisp little splatters. This crown will be nice as well. Okay, let's dry it. And then we can talk about possible finishing touches. I tried to use just mica powders to show you the possibilities. Of course, you can see they are super shiny and they are really reflecting a lot of light. So they are great in the combination with the darker projects. Just let me show you the colors or the projects I made before again, so you can see how you can add something to finish that up. Because so far we only have mica, nothing else, right? Mica and gesso, and it is okay, of course, but mica has its limits, so we have to think about other options. I was quite... Oh, I'm happy you like it. You know, this is technical class when we are just, you know, experimenting what mica can do, at the same time making a project together. Okay, so my goal was to give you the techniques you can use in the project during the challenge. Now, let's look at this one. Remember, I was making that one. This is more saturated colors. This I was making in pastels. However, this one was done with the saturated mica colors, like this blue would go here, or the iridescent colors. Iridescent look white, but they are super, super shiny, reflecting the light. So here you've got combination of mica powders, beads, and glitter, because shiny and shiny always goes nicely together. So we could do a bit of glitter here, and in fact I have some glitter prepared just to add extra kick. So that is one thing. This is just painted. This technique I was showing you as the last one. And again, iridescent mica powder was used. So there is nothing else, just micas. But we can calm down this composition if we are going to rub some waxes in selected places. And here are glass glitters and micro beads. I'm not sure if you can see. There's glass glitter and the beads in here. And here are the micro beads. So in fact, we have some options to play. Well, thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you. So we have the options. Let's see what happens if, for example, you decide to combine mica and wax, right? If you decide to combine it with the wax, then you're going to get a little bit more of the definition. I'm using white gold wax. So this way, from very splattery, very full of expression, we can highlight the details. And I'm using just one color on purpose because we have so many colors already. Adding more would be an idea that would take away a lot of attention. So just rubbing one color, is helping to bring a bit of that detail back, so there's less of the madness happening. I don't really have wax which is clear, but this moment I was just thinking, if you would take clear wax and mica powder and blend it together on your palette, you would get something similar to our furniture wax or Finnabair wax. So you can see that with my finger, I'm just bringing the details back. Of course, it will be the first time I'm doing it, and I have to think, but there is a possibility I have some leftovers of Annie Sloan furniture wax. So, you never know, maybe. I will check that. That should work. It's just a bit of rubbing and a bit of patient mixing. Can you see a bit of a difference? Special fingers, yes, at the moment they're very special. So this is one of the ways of calming down your project after big mica splatter. You can rub one color or dry brush one of the color of the paint on the top, but wax is going to be more precise in the combination. So that is going to add a little bit of the calmer effect to it. Astronaut safely landed. Yep. Yeah, see if the clear wax, if you have it. I don't. Maybe I have something on the very bottom of the tin. I have to check. But that would be another way of using your mica powder. Feel challenged. Okay, so now we can add a bit of magic to it. I have my hands dirty. And let's do a bit of glitter, especially around the moon, so they're really shiny. I hope you can see the closer look. Mica powders finished with a tiny bit of wax, right? For the application of glitter soft gel, I have glass glitter, sterling, micro beads in silver, which is not a bad option as well, and glitters. Yeah, my hands are very dirty. I think we can go with a bit of this chunky glass glitter and then finish with a bit of traditional gold and silver glitter. Because if I'm going to put more blue, it is going to be turning blue again, and this was too cold. So that's the plan. Sip of tea. Glass glitter and glitters. Yeah. If it was not shiny enough. Patricia, I know you were at the party. I think you're very enthusiastic, and that sounds a bit like it was a very interesting weekend for you. Wiedziałam, że mieliście spotkanie weekendowe. Gdzieś tam mi się przewinęło w większej grupie, więc mam wrażenie, moi drodzy, że była ciekawa impreza. Okay, let's put a bit of that soft gel in the empty spaces around the moon to sprinkle the glitter. Oh, the girls went home sadly. It was a short weekend. But you created something, I heard. And I'm afraid to ask. I'm afraid to ask if you played the game with the pizza dough or not. Okay, and I'm adding also around this moon here, so it's going to be in good balance. We have glitter here and glitter here. No ja wiem, że takie imprezy to są najczęściej za krótkie. Okay, carefully. Now, carefully. Carefully. And I think I have... I have a spoon somewhere. Tiny spoon. Okay, I lost it already. It was here. Well, I lose everything. And I lose everything on my table, so this is not too far. I had such a cute spoon. Well, especially for precise application. I see it, I can see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at this baby. Thank you, Dorothy. So, I'm trying to put that glass glitter in those empty parts. Like, you know, there are some spaces which are not so great. So we're adding even more magic. And usually when you make very shiny project, to finish that up and to spicy that up, you have to do even more shiny. So glitters are like the most shiny thing you can get. So I always wait to apply them until the last moment, because it's almost impossible to paint over glitter without ruining everything. But also because they are really adding a lot. Okay, let me tap it off. And let's see. I'm not sure if you can see in this light, but honestly, looks beautiful. Very nice effect of this chunky glitter. Glass glitters are a little bit different because they're heavy. They're made of glass. So they're going... glitter for everyone. They're going deeper than usual. So now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that silver and gold glitter to finish, and then we have our dreamy shimmering project with mica powders ready. And I hope you are inspired and you are going to create some art including mica powders. The challenge is to use mica at least in 2 different ways. So for example, in a paste and in a paint, or in spray and splatter. So there will be at least 2 ways. Now, let me tap it off. Clean brush. Ta-da! Finished. I hope you can see, but this light is of course not going to help, but the glitters are adding lovely dreamy touches. So just to remind you, if you missed the beginning of the show, we started with mixing mica powders with the 3D gloss gel to create the paste. And then second technique we did, it was after painting, sprinkling the mica and spraying water, so it was floating like watercolors. Next way, it was putting mica into the sprayer and adding a little bit of the liquid color, so fluid medium or any other liquid gel medium to create permanent spray. You can also put acrylic paint and mica powder in the water sprayer. That is with more color. Next thing, you mix soft gel or liquid fluid medium with mica powder to create acrylic paint. Right? You can paint with that, and this is what we did. And also you can make the splatters. So these are the techniques included in this project, but you can try to really put mica in various different mediums as well. And of course, the more experiments, the better. Remember, mica is very neutral. You can put it into anything and it's going to be safe. I would say this is almost like neutral dry ingredient, which means you can combine it with the gel, with the paste, you can combine it with the acrylic paint, and you can combine it with alcohol ink as well. Just make sure it's going to be well mixed. Remember, you can put it inside of the clear resin to add the color, or if you mix it perfectly in the regular resin, you can get metallic effects as well. Also, you can play with the clear embossing powders, mixing them with the mica powder and then melting together to get effects. And I told you about the soap and the slime and oh my god, what was the last one? Soap, slime, bath bombs. So the ways that you can include it in your project. That's why I really believe mica is probably the most versatile art ingredient, because you can make so many things just using mica powder, and this is not even everything. I was making some technique-based projects as well before. Let me just talk to you a little bit. And I think I came with some other options as well. Luckily, I have no mica powder on my face, but of course, if you're in desperation, you can do your makeup with that as well. So this is just, HDF plug with very dreamy combination when you have two moons longing and missing each other with this love story and a lot of the drama happening in the background. But in fact, it's surprisingly almost finished project using just one group of products. So that means you can really go far. Try to stretch yourself, try to see how you can use mica, and these products you can include in your regular projects just to matte, make some little bits and pieces from time to time. Like, for example, just the background. You can do that with acrylic paint, but paint is more expensive, mica is cheaper, so it's easier. Try mixing mica with each other as well. Usually you get them in the color combinations, so they're going to go beautifully with each other. And this way it's easier for you to create the effects. We try to coordinate them so they're going to look nice. And some of these color combinations are really beautiful. So you can use one color as the highlight and the other ones you can use as a background. Mica powders, if you don't have them, remember you can crush your old and not so expensive eyeshadows. And of course, this is a kind of neutral thing, but it's going to stick to you, so wash your hands carefully. Well, I know, Ilona, you are not very glittery, but you can try to do a bit of mica maybe as a background, or maybe some splatters. This is something that you can do, and just play with it. You've seen options, like, you know, if you have water, if you have acrylic mediums such as soft gel or 3D gel, you already have so many options of applying mica on your project. And of course, some of them are more messy, like sprinkling is very messy, and some of them, they are very easy to control. Like you could see, brushing of the mica powders like paint is super easy to control, and the more layer you're putting, the more saturated color you're going to get and the better coverage you're going to get. Remember, of course, if you play with mica, don't forget about gesso, okay? Gesso is your friend here because we want mica to stick. And next important thing, fixative or hairspray or liquid gel medium as your fixes. So if you mix, you can put liquid gel medium, and if you sprinkle later, you can put hairspray or fixative or varnish, and it's going to hold your elements in place. Some ideas with flakes. Well, flakes are usually for sticking or for mixing inside of the gel medium, but I hope I will try to include them in some of the projects as well. So again, close-up look. Of course, I'm going to take better photo, and you're going to see that in the future. And Ilona, I have my fingers crossed for you. You can try. Guys, I hope it was enjoyable. I really was trying to do maximum I can do on one project using just mica powders. Of course, many of these results you can get using other products, like for example, acrylic paints with the metallic finish. However, once you have a set and you have jars of mica powders, they go really long way. So it seems to be scary because you're sprinkling and putting a lot, but in fact there's a lot of mica in each container, so you can do a lot of techniques, you can play a lot just with one small container, and you can create a lot of lovely effects. So it was my challenge for you. Now you have about 2 weeks. I'm going to check in the calendar, and we're going to give you 2 weeks to think and to play. I'm going to upload my project into the group, into the albums, and you can add your project to the same album like just we did before with the mood board. So I'm going to do the start with my 2 moons and the love story project, and then I'm going to wait, and of course I'm going to make a lucky drawing for all of you, so somebody is going to win a prize. It was fun, really. You know, it was a combination of technique video and the project video. It was maybe not as freestyle as I usually would create because I had to limit myself, but now you have some knowledge or deeper knowledge about the product. So this way you could just, you know, focus on techniques based on that one project. So sometimes you've got challenges on the challenge blogs or on the manufacturers blogs, which are called like art recipe, product pick. That means you are supposed to use certain group of products or just one product included. And these may feel very limiting if you are not familiar with the product. So there, now you can go and check. I have one more technique. If you have Fimo and you like making Fimo beads, you can slowly knead mica powder into Fimo and make those shimmering beads as well. Another thing you can do. And of course you can add it to clear nail polish and make your nails. And the same with glitter as well. If you have clear nail polish, you can add it to your nail polish and then put that on your nails, and then you can coat with the clear, of course, as well. I think I'm going to expect somebody is going to try that. I am not good at manicure myself, but I'm sure some of you are going to be masters. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're going to have great creative time. I'm going to post the date and I'm going to create album tomorrow the latest. And I expect some, yes, you can use them as eyeshadow, but check somewhere first because they don't have a proper certification to be used as makeup, right? So I am almost sure they're fun because I have them all over my skin all the time. But, you know, eyes are very sensitive. So I would be careful first to see if nothing is going to happen. Nails are not so sensitive, so it is safe. But around your eyes, check first. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful creative time. And I will try to make the photos of the project tomorrow with the good daylight. So you're going to see the finished one. So, Ivona, you are so sneaky. You always find ways. Yes, careful. Mica is pure mineral and won't be nice to have it. However, this is not completely pure mineral mica, not these crazy colors. These ones are painted and then grounded together with real mica. So I would be more careful, okay? If you just take real simple iridescent mica, that's no problem. But these colorful ones, they are a little bit tweaked. So I know. So be careful with that, okay? I would not recommend without checking first because you may hurt your eyes and that would be not nice. Thank you so much for watching. Next week we have a stream for all the patrons on or €10 and more. We have mixed media essentials, so it's going to be again with the PDF file, and it's going to be about texture and color. So how can you work in a safe way to work with the colors on your project, and how to make sure the textures are visible and how to get that balance between the color and the texture, because some people are still a little bit confused, and I know this is going to be something that may help you to get these proportions right and focus on the right thing in your project. Yeah, next week, €10 and more. So Art Pals, Art Buddies, Artmates and VIPs, we are going to have part 3 of Mixed Media Essentials. How is that? Yep. So I'm just guys, make sure that you're going to check if your payment for that month went through, because I've seen not everybody's payments went through. And that means next week you may have a problem to access the link to the stream, okay? And that means you should just check what happened there. Sometimes you just have to resubmit the payment, because if you are still in the declined version, it's probably going to cut off your access to the website. I messaged some of you already about that, but I will message again tomorrow. Thank you and bye. Whoops.